You're right guys, so I'm going to give you a bit of a progress update now on where I've got so far in the challenge basically. Been just over 2 months, so first going to talk a little bit about the swing, what I've learned in my lessons, and then a little bit about my handicap and progress on the course. So first lesson, you might have seen if you're following on Instagram as well or Twitter. Main things I was working on is getting these fundamentals really so that I can get to hopefully that next level. So one of the first things Callum mentioned was my stance. What I was doing at first, I've got some other videos, but I was kind of going like this, and this left leg's just collapsing. So simple thing, get my stance right, my left foot pointed out a little bit, right foot straight, and then feeling like, he said, like I'm almost sat on a horse, it feels to me, pushing these out a little bit. So I'm just a lot more stable. So then the other thing, which is I think quite common with amateur golfers that you usually see, is a big overswing, like thinking this is going to get so much power, but obviously not. So just trying to slow that down and not get as far back.
So this video is just before my first lesson, and if you watch the club head here, it goes right back and you can't actually even see it at this point. So yeah, it's just trying to shorten that backswing as one of the first points.
Along with that as well is slowing down the backswing. I don't know whether it was Jonathan or Callum that mentioned you're not hitting the ball on the way back, so that doesn't need to be quick, so it just needs to be more controlled. So they were basically the three main things from the first lesson. Okay, so next thing that was pointed out is I kept coming across the line rather than straight back here. Whether I'm getting that right exactly, but that was the next kind of point that I got to. Really good one actually, Jonathan told me to watch, was Justin Thomas. So watching his swing, you can go find that on YouTube. That's really good just for what I was trying to get to especially. Right, so one of the other things, I've got a great comparison actually. Jonathan sent me a Lucas, but I was moving on to that left side, so you can see with my head as well, I was kind of going like this, so it's not now really my leg, but I was already over this side. So then as I'm coming down to the ball, I've kind of got to get back and kind of come over there, so I can't go through the ball.
So here you can see my head moves towards that line, and then I have to kind of pull it back so that there's room to get to the ball rather than going through it. Obviously there's a lot of differences with Lucas's swing, but you can see how he doesn't put his weight forward on the backswing, so that then he can really get through the ball.
But one of the things Callum showed me was trying to hit balls on a downslope, so I feel like I'm getting that weight across. Another one Jonathan mentioned I could do is stepping forward, so as you hit it, to get that feeling of moving onto that other side. Key thing I took from that as well though is not trying to actually force myself over there, it's just as you swing through, it's naturally the swing takes you through. Okay, so the latest thing is I've kind of been what is called like firing my hip. So I've been coming back and then my hip's coming out straight away. So one thing is I've got no like room in here, so I'm going to slice the ball, and it's making me kind of come over the top as well. So everything's basically just emphasizing what's a slice. So what I've been practicing is trying to just basically just keep that hip back. So my kind of practice swing now is just here, and then if I show you from the front as well, just like that. So I'm not actually trying to whip my hands around, but it's just forcing me to make sure I keep this hip back. Now if we go on to what I've actually done on the course so far, I haven't really been trying to put in scores because I'm working obviously on my fundamentals of my swing, so I've not been tried not to be too concerned with what I'm scoring. But I've got my handicap now, which you might have seen again if you're following Instagram and Twitter, which is 15. So I shot a round of 13, which is my best 13 over, which is my best ever round yet. I don't think I've only shot about 20 over before. 13, I think 18 and 22 something. It was about that. I might need to check that. So I shot them. So I've got my handicap now. So now I'm trying to work on, well, still work on these fundamentals, but hopefully after these first 3 months, I'll really be focusing on trying to at least get that to maybe 10 hopefully. It's going to be hard at the moment with less competitions on, but that's my aim. So I'm going to try and do these videos now, like updates, hopefully once a week, so it's not going to be as long. So if you subscribe, keep following, and hopefully some of this relates to you as well. Like I say, some of the things you might find you're doing in your own swing. But yeah, follow along. Cheers guys.